we're going to debate on it. It'll show you that they don't confer nor agree. Matter of fact, they speak against the stars of your gods. So once again, Judah, you fail. You let your go on these 10.
That.
Yep.
Yeah. Space to operate.
Right.
Con, got you. Hey, Killer B, take over for a minute. Let me take care of this machine.
Okay, all right, right on. Yeah, brother. So, tell us a little about yourself, because I know I don't believe I've seen you around before.
No, I be seeing them over there raising hell on Solar Mine.
Oh, you be on Solar Mine? Okay, all right, right on.
Yeah, he be raising all type of hell over there.
She talking about me?
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Hey, no, my function on Solar Vision Debate League is solely a judge. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Solar and myself, we go back to, if y'all see my platform, Duke Knowledge Radio, my first episode, Solar was with me. And I'm like Solar's young G in regards to media. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They had in the black media before I came onto the scene. So out of respect to Solar and what he has done, he said, hey, he tapped me and said, hey, you want to be a judge in the Solar Vision Debate League? And out of respect for Solar, I came and did what I did. You see what I'm saying in regards to judging?
Right on.
So it's me to render an unbiased judgment. You see what I'm saying? I don't have a horse either way in regards to that. I had a dark horse, and my dark horse is out of the league.
Right.
Totally. You see what I'm saying? So fair and unbiased and impartial. You see what I'm saying? Flush out all of the details in regards to Solar Vision Debate League. That's what it is. You know, Solar is my brother. I fucks with him and I support him. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But there's no bias though. I don't have a messianic, non-messianic. I don't have a Israelite preference. I don't have an Islamic preference. I don't have a whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? Fairly solely just based off of the information that's presented to render a judgment. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's more so of the direction for, every brother or sister that comes through this particular debate league, foundation league, has that. You see what I'm saying? Because I saw a lot of the folly that's associated. It's that all messianic, or say I'm non-messianic, or I'm a Moor, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, whatever. You see what I'm saying? When you have those derivatives, you fall into a space of calculated bias. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right.
in that same space, it's like, hey, I don't fall into any of those categories. So I'm basing your argument based off of your argument, not based off how I think you should have done it and all this other extra shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you present an argument based off your foundation, based off your research, and you present it out there. I say, okay. But before you have the argument, I'm going to have a conversation with you. I'm going to say, okay, is this your position? I'm about to flesh out any of the details. So now you going forward based off your argument and your presentation skills. You see what I'm saying? So if I show up, you say, oh, okay, do Knowledge Radio or Knowledge Forum, whatever, it's based off of your argument, not a bias. And that's how, I believe from my vantage point, any judge or anybody who will present themselves as an authority should be based off of.
Right.
It's not like, oh, okay, well, you got 17 slides out of the 18 slides that I agree with. And you say, oh, okay, if I was trying to win, I would base it off of this 18th slide. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. It's totally impartial and totally unbiased. And there were situations to where my dark horse was presented as a bias, and I said, hey, I cannot be a judge in that capacity. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Some
Yep.
folks will be like, oh, yeah, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Nah. If I say, hey, you see what I'm saying? Which finder is my dark horse? I can't, again, become a judge over which finder is debates because it creates a conflict of interest. You see what I'm saying? So I'm in the crowd listening like the next person.
Right.
So fair and impartial. You see? Fair and impartial. Because the debaters sacrifice their time and energy and attention to put forth something that's befitting of their stand. You see what I'm saying? Or debate or period. So I have to honor that and render a judgment based off of what's presented. Straight up.
Yeah, man. You're an honest dude, man. And you know, a lot of people won't do that. they'll be glad to be judged and be biased about it. Yeah.
Right. Because they want to render a judgment based off of something, you might have touched them up. You understand what I'm saying? You might have slayed them in some kind of conversation, and they're looking for some retribution.
Right.
They're looking for some type of retribution, and they'd be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get Witchfinder back. Oh, blah blah blah, and this and this. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it creates a malefic type of situation where they're not listening to their opponent. They just like, oh, okay, yeah, you thought you was about to do this, and that. Oh, I'm a shortstop that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, man. There's a lot of people out there, man, that'll be biased. They won't say nothing about it, and they just stick it to a person. Yeah, man. So, how long you been over there, on the debate league?
I've been over there since like almost the close of the regular season, and then into some. So I missed a lot of things that came on earlier.
Yeah.
I've been here as of late.
Yeah, we got brother Heru up in here. What's up, brother Heru?
What's up, man? Hey, can you put the link in there so I'm gonna put it on my computer? I'm on my phone now, so put it up in the chat.
Okay, all right, I'll do it now.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. New Eric Kane. I had a question for you. I heard you mention this the other day on the difference between the 3-letter and 4-letter Masons. If you could talk about that, I'd like you to share a little bit of knowledge about that.
Who got that?
That's for New Eric Kane.
Okay. What you have is your ancient, free, and accepted Masons, which are 4 letters, and then you have the Masons, which are your 3 letters.
Which one are you?
I'm 3-letter, free and accepted Masons.
Okay.
Our lineage goes to the Grand Lodge of England. So,
okay.
You have the ancient, free, and accepted Masons, whose lineage goes usually to the Orient of France and things of that nature.
Oh, talk about it.
Or other various groups or grand lodges or things of that nature. It pretty much boils down to like legitimacy and recognition. And I mean, personally, I don't harp on it. I mean, to each their own. As a 3-letter, I'm not able to go or confer anything of masonry with them. But I mean, they still my brothers. I'm still gonna look out for them. It's just we're not gonna talk about masonry in no way, shape, or form. That's all it is, really. But we have our own grand and things of that nature.
Right.
It's a beef. It's not a beef between 3 letters and 4 letters. It's just
why though. Tell them why if you're gonna do that.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why won't I confer with them?
Why would you have Masonic intercourse with them?
Oh, just choice.
All right.
Said it's a
That's a nice statement.
Just by choice, you know. Choice.
So for the folks that's listening, 3 or 4. 3 or 4.
Fine.
3 or 4.
Brother Heru, can you mute your mic for us, please? All right.
Oh, my bad.
All right. But, all right, cool. All right. You go ahead, brother.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
I didn't hear his question.
Is it he wanted to know why between the 3-letter and the 4-letter, why they don't associate masonry together. Is it like a jurisdiction like thing, or it had to do something with the Grand Lodge?
Or legitimacy.
Right. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, it just means that, you know, certain rules are in place. An order has to be upheld. Else, and, you know, procedures have to be done properly.
Right.
The matter of, it's no real big.
Yeah. I've heard with the Prince Hall Masons that they're the only, if I could say the word legal, Freemasons in this country. And that they're the only Masons that actually got their charter from the Grand Lodge of England. And the rest started their own Grand Lodges or something like that. Like, I think the first ones they said was in like Tennessee, and there was another state I can't remember. And then they started setting up Grand Lodges and stuff across the United States. That's why? Yeah, I want you to explain a little bit on how the Prince Halls are. This is what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but they're like the only legit Freemasonic group in the United States.
I'm not sure. I really don't know the answer to that. Say that as far as Prince Hall is concerned.
Okay.
Yes, we purchased our charter way back when, and that allowed us to convert governing body on Grand Lodge. So, and we are recognized by regular Masons as legitimate, recognized Masons. But I mean, to everybody, you know, isn't really something that means anything to them. So that's why you have the other, the 4-letter.
Right. As far as I know, there's a lot of groups that feel that there's like still racism within the lodges, especially with, I guess, like the Prince Hall Masons and the Scottish Rite. I know there are many Scottish Rite Freemasons that are black, but it seems to be like a thing. The people think that it's only Caucasian people in the Scottish Rite version of it. Do you think there's any racism, or like, you know, I don't know how it works, and I don't want to get you in trouble or nothing like that. It's something that you can't explain.
So now, Masonry basically is an open book, and you know the only things that are you know, the only thing public is the esoteric works,
Okay.
which is, you know, signs, grips, token. So if you ask me something like that, I could always, and plus I could always get my opinion on a matter. You know what I'm saying? I can talk for an organization.
Right.
So in the case of what was the question again?
With the racism.
Oh, the racism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, racism is prevalent. It's I think 9 states. I looked it up last time. It's about 9 or 10 states that don't recognize from the grand law the white counterparts.
Wow.
50 states. So and it's typically the southern states. I think the furthest north that doesn't recognize us is like Delaware or something like that. But other than that, it's like South Carolina, Louisiana, Mississippi,
Right.
Texas. You know, those southern states, they still got that grudge.
All right.
Let me ask a question.
Sure.
When I look at a lot of masonry or I look at a lot of the ancient symbology of masonry, I notice a lot of them always fall under Scottish Rites Masonry, Masons, or the Prince Hall Masons. How come you guys just don't use the African symbology? Like we have eye for nukes. We see many of the ancient symbologies being used within it, but it seems more that it's been Europeanized. Why not just go back to the African origin of Freemasonry and build on it from there?
Because Masonry the misconception. People think that it's a Europeanized concept, and that's
no. I know it's not a Europeanized concept. No, I know that. Yeah, I know it's not that. Yeah, I know they stole it. I do know that. Yeah, yeah.
We're not using none of that. You gotta understand. It comes out of the Bible. It has to go back to the Most High. People start Masonry in Kemet, but it has to. That person, but the being that put everything in action, and that's what Masonry is about: the observation and the shit with man and God. So that's thing that people don't ask when you got groups and they apply Masonry, but don't recognize those some Masonry. And those are the ones that got all those million degrees and things that, like, all of our imagery and all of it's coming out of the Bible. For rarely that comes from somewhere else. I guess the only thing that you can consider the seven liberal arts and sciences. I mean, what other name do astrology, arithmetic, shit, astronomy? I think I can't remember all 7 of them.
Now I know my dad, my father is a Mason. He participates in Masonry, and he teaches me that none of the biblical characters actually existed. He teaches that each one of them represent a part of you or a part of consciousness. Like he teaches that Christopher, if you continue to look for Solomon's temple, you're never going to find it. Solomon's temple is that of the mind. He teaches that. Is that I think you said you were with the Prince Hall Masons. Do you all teach the same ideology?
I don't know. See, I don't really know unless you're a part of that Grand Lodge, or if you go to a meeting and see them confer degrees and things of that nature.
Okay.
Like something we don't discuss. So, I mean, but that's.
Oh no, I want to get you in trouble if you can't discuss it. I don't want
to. When it comes to the Scottish Rite, you gotta understand that's an intended body. That's just like two graduating high school. That's like you graduating high school and then try to go into a party, particular high school. You know what I'm saying? It's see, Freemasonry on threes enter the apprentice, master mason. That you are a Freemason. Master Mason, you are a Freemason. Now, they have these things, and a rite is a dependent body. So the reason why it's called a rite is because for Master Masons, in order to be then the rites, whether you're right, groups have, you could go up. But for the most part, we have the Scottish Rite and the York Rite. And if you want to be a part of that, you have to be a Master Mason. It's an independent body, and I'll further explain to you what you learned. You know, when it's like just because I'm a 14th degree, third degree Mason, I can't tell you to anything. I may know a little bit more about the topic, but I learned not as important as what you learned in that. It's like going to the top of the mountain, but then going back down the mountain. You know what I'm saying? And seeing what you missed. It's sort of like that.
Okay, I got you. Because I know a lot of my friends. Yeah, a lot of my friends, they are Prince Paul Masons, and I used to always see them, and I used to just I never understood what the big deal about it was. You know what I'm saying? They like when they crossed over, they were like real excited to become them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just that element of not knowing. But what people don't understand is that you have to be a man of faith, regardless of what you subscribe to. You have to be a man of faith. So a lot of people try to bring in the Satanism and things of that nature, is because they truly don't understand what it is they're dealing with. Like, if you're not, why would a Satanist or somebody who doesn't believe in any higher power, why would they want to be amongst a bunch of men who have a faith, whether it be Islam, whether it be an Israelite, whether it be a Christian, whatever it be? We all give reverence to the Creator. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, we divide our time. You got 24 hours in a day. Divide that by 3. 8 hours go to God. 8 hours go to your family. 8 hours go to your work. Simplicity. Like, that's what it's about. It's about the tenets of Masonry is charity, brotherly love, truth, which is the Creator. And I think that's it. Yeah.
Wow.
Or maybe one more. Benevolence is charity. Yeah. So it's like, that's what it's really about. It's just a brotherhood. It's not something you can get into. You're gonna be getting out a whole bunch of tickets and things of that nature. That stuff don't matter. But you gotta look at it like this. If you meeting up with a dude once out of every month, over years, and y'all build a relationship, he happens to be a police officer, he pulls you over, or maybe you've been to a few of his parties and met some of his cronies, and one of them pull you over, them knowing you, knowing your nature, knowing you're a righteous brother within the book, you know, they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
It's a networking tool. You know what I'm saying? You take brothers from all walks of life, because everybody is on the level within that lodge. 2 things you can't bring into the lodge with you, though, is religion and politics, because those 2 things divide. But now, remember, you have to be a man of faith. You just can't impede your faith on the other brothers because they may be Muslim. But now you are encouraged to do the most you can for your faith when you're outside of the lodge. So you only spend 1 hour in the lodge where you don't think of it as a denounce of your faith. We just make the creator ambiguous. You know? So that's the thing. So, I mean, you got to be active in your religion. You got to be a age of consent, because everything you do in masonry, a lot of people be like, oh, you got to do this, you got to swear. No, you taking an obligation, and it's your choice. Everything is of your will. Masonry doesn't recruit. Now, you could get recruited into the Scottish Rite, or you can get recruited into the York Rite, and you can get recruited into the Shriners. And that's another thing. Judah always talking about a 32-degree Shriner. You don't have to see. That's why I could tell that book he got is ancient. It was a point in time, like in the hundreds, where in order to become a Shriner, you had to be a 32-degree Mason. That is not the case. It's 2019. As long as you're a Master Mason, you could join any other house or any other appended body. So you could be a 3rd-degree Mason and you could join the shrine. And in the shrine, you learn the Islamic, I would say, in my opinion, the Islamic aspect of things. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's the York Rite or the York Rite. I don't know too much about them, but the Scottish Rite, it's a progression from Genesis to Revelations. So you're gonna have some degrees that are, you know what I'm saying, Torah based, and then you're gonna have other degrees that are, you know what I'm saying, New Testament based. And I mean, that's just the way it's structured, but that's not something you have to involve yourself in. That's why it's an independent body. That's why it's called a rite. So, yeah, but with Freemasonry, you just stop at a Master Mason.
Okay.
And that's it. And that's how you get buried. What degree you are, they're going to bury you as a Master Mason. Because that's all that matters.
Right. All right. I had another question too. With the controversy of, you know, all the the conspiracy people and stuff like that, they all go to Albert Pike and say, "Oh, Albert Pike was a Luciferian. He started the Ku Klux Klan." I know how you say you have to have a faith. Could it be that Albert Pike had those feelings, or whatever, if it's true or not, that that was just his own faith, and it's not in how can I put it? It doesn't represent the whole body of Freemasonry, like the things that I don't really know too much about them. I've heard about them and stuff like that. I heard on another live stream was saying about the whole thing about him starting the Klan and stuff like that. Like, it wasn't exactly the way that how people put it, like conspiracy theorists put it. Do you have any information that you can share with us, on that?
Yeah, Albert Pike. I mean, all that is true about Albert Pike. But the funny thing about it is, it's funny. It plays into the Judah thing. No joke, no lie. Albert Pike, he was very rich. Very rich. Did all those things. A prominent lawyer. He was a member of the Scottish Rite. He was a 3-letter Freemason. For that. He was with the Confederate Army. He did all that. He was a writer. He was a president. All that and then some. Not for us, though. The whole thing about him he got money about Masonry. It was about the fact that he had money. Oh, he had a following. The people from the Confederacy. Popular dude. He was like the Jay-Z of his time. Except he wasn't rapping. He was just, very. And his thing was reading into ancient philosophy. He was into esotericism. So, actually, people are gonna, know him.
Okay.
And in Masonry, that's a no-no. But we all know in real life, in Masonry, no different, money talks. So his political influence, money carried him, and he was allowed to do things that he wasn't quite necessarily supposed to do. So people turned a blind eye. But this never really affected us, the Black Mason. This is the watch where people don't understand. So, but he tried almost in dogma. It was his love learning ancient customs, and that's why he took what we have, the symbolism of Masonry, and he attached it to philosophy and ancient wisdom. He tried to intermix the two because we tried to stay unbiased as much as possible. We're not trying to make a one religion. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he was trying to tie and pretty much say that all religions, we know that's furthest from the truth. So that's why he tried, well, that didn't work out because then people started to, deal with the situation. Then when it comes to morals and dogma, the reason why the earlier book said, return this book to the lodge, or they don't do a lodge. I forgot what they call. It's called. They wanted. Oh, return the book back to the council. Return the book back to the, said that because it's an 861 page book, and you can imagine how much that would have had cost you to back then. You wanted to return the books because dark secrets in it. They wanted people to return the books because cost effective. They could just get that book from the dead member and give it to a new member instead of having to keep paying all that money for 860. It's just economically sound.
Right.
A lot of people play on that, but they just was, taking it from dead members, giving it to new members. So that was that. It never became a Masonic book, even on it tells you. So Albert, and then also, people try to say Albert Pike controlled the Scottish Rite. Once again, the Scottish Rite is an independent body, and he was only and commander of the southern jurisdiction, which is 35 states. That means he, if that's 15 states could stick their middle, where else across the world could stick their middle finger? You just like we saying Larry Hoover controlled every gang in America. The GD. We know that's not the case. The same applies to Albert Pike. He the people he had control over.
Wow.
And once he died, that was it. So that's, well, he was somebody to know, but they took a poll and they said like 80% of the Masons, because you're worldwide, 80% of the Masons don't even know who Albert Pike is. And the only reason I know who Albert Pike is because people about how cynical and how sinister he was. Yeah, I bet he was. He didn't run. Nobody used a book of Albert Pike. Masonry was solidified way before Albert Pike, and then the Scottish Rite resistance. You know what I'm saying? It was something before the joint. He did not create it, right? He had to join the Scottish Rite, so it was already established. But it's more the same. Like he just wasn't content with what was going on, and he tried to implement another rite. But the reason why it was too to be considered of anything Masonic, so they had to, you know. And the thing, they also bring up your boy, Aleister Crowley. He was a bogus Mason. He wasn't even never mind. Let me retract that. I'm trying to be he wasn't from a recognized form of Masonry. And that's why Albert Pike started the OTO and all that stuff and that love and sex match. So he considered it a form of Masonry. A lot of people will use Aleister Crowley and his OTO and all that stuff and say it's Masonry when it's the furthest from the truth. So his degrees went up to like 191 or 270 or something like that. I think it's more on the lines of 191 or something. But Aleister Crowley wasn't even a recognized Mason, a recognized or legitimate. It's like to start up a group tomorrow. All we got to do is go to the courthouse and be able to use 3 letters. We wouldn't be able to use 4 letters and name ourselves, but we could start up a, you know, 1 or 2. Like, it's brotherhood. It's just a fraternity. But now, if you mimic the lettering, just like if somebody was to try to steal your name, you know what I'm saying, you could sue them. So they kind of stayed with. All in all, it's just a fraternity.
Right. Okay.
It's a boys' club for men, and that's what people don't get about it. And I understand a lot of brothers don't have time for it, but at the same token, like, you do a lot of charitable deeds. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's like the Creator, the Most High. I mean, how can we not mimic Him? I mean, we got to understand how it is. He created this universe for our existence. Like, so how am I too big the pain and hurt and, you know, some of my brothers and sisters, widows and orphans, to at least try to ease their pain as long as it doesn't, you know, interfere with me. So, and I mean, like, the tenets of it is solid, and once again, it's just like, as long as you handling yours, it's just like basically, in order to be a Mason, you got to be handling your business as far as your family. You don't have to have a job, you know. You just got to provide for your family. That's all they're concerned with. You provide for your family. You have age of consent, and you got to be born free. And, you know, you got to have a good rapport. That's it. Then the rest is history. And then it's like, you know, you get those, and that, oh, I get all this and that. You get in what you put in. I mean, you get out what you put in. So I mean, it could be costly or do enough charity, you know, every help.
Awesome. Okay. Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah.
I think I'm lagging. Give me.
So the bottom line is this, Judah. Masons don't have anything to do with the devil. They're very spiritual brothers. Stop projecting yourself onto them. They want nothing to do with you. They have nothing to do with you. Stop your 5-year rant on the Masons. You're garbage. You're stealing from them. They ain't stealing from you.
Hey, I bet you got a poster out. Oh,
Oh man, yeah. I
I'm
think.
over. Yeah.
Brother Heru.
Yes, sir, man. I'm here.
Hey man, thanks for coming
Yes,
on,
sir.
brother. I appreciate it. Do you have any questions for this brother?
Man. I really just been. Yeah, man. I just been really listening. But what I did have, I heard this though, and this is a question that I've had for a while. I heard that there is a degree in separation from black masons to white masons. In some lodges, black masons can't enter at all.
Oh, I turned face off. I'm
Yeah,
so
you-
happy. Did I turn yellow? Oh, I turned red. Did I turn hot?
All right, there you go.
exists, but the goal was never. It was to bury our dead. You know, dead get buried properly. It was to our children in the 7 liberal arts and sciences. It was to fend for our widows and orphans. Others that was, way back when, 18th century, fighting a war for their freedom. So, I mean, for our end, I'm talking purpose for wanting to be.
Okay. Hey, can you hear me? Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say the reason why they don't accept this, a nigger can never be free. So I don't that. So that, like I said, majority of the ones that won't or accept this federal.
I'm getting a little bit of lag here. Also with Freemasonry, I've noticed that in the South there are a lot, like quite a bit of black people that are in the lodge. Do you know any like history on how a lot of these brothers became Masons post slavery? I know with Prince Hall and stuff started around the Revolutionary War, but with slaves like coming out of slavery at that time, and for so many, because my father and my grandfather and stuff, they both were Masons from the South, and my grandfather was old, like he's like right after slavery, basically. So I was just wondering, like, how did that come about and stuff? And I think a lot of Freemasonry might have played a lot in with black people coming to the North too. I guess like having being set up, I guess, with jobs, or like you said, it's like a fraternity and it's a network. I just wanted you to elaborate a little bit on that, on Freemasonry, like post slavery.
Well, what made the brothers from way then? It comes from majority of those brothers were part of the military.
That's true. My grandfather's in the military. Yeah, so that, I guess that makes sense right there.
So when those brothers, you know what I'm saying? And when those brothers, they became, it was like the ability to become Freemasons, you know. And it's just like like I said, military. So that was for those little black. So that's what made, masonry. I'm looking for the word, but I can't find it. Appealing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they was the law, not the actual law, but those was the ones that was going there and handle business, and shit hit the fan. When Johnny want to throw on it and run through the town, the lodge members will go to the lodge, do their thing, and meet that, and that's why they burned down and attacked the lodge first. So the men and who that was in there, because it was usually ex-military people that could go toe to toe with them.
Oh, okay. Huh. Wow, that's interesting.
It was back then. That was back then. That's not now.
I know. Let's see here.
And plus, it was the badge of freedom. You have to be free if you're a Mason. So, also lured a lot of brothers to it.
Okay. A lot of lag. I know we probably gonna have to do this live stream another day too. Do this thing over, because I know it's probably the quality is probably pretty bad.
Hey, can the brother explain when you say free, almost I guess opposed to bondage? Are we talking about the Constitution Proclamation, or really as far as in the or as far as in the Constitution it is written that no descendant of a born slave can be?
No, I'm speaking of free. You can not. But it doesn't have to deal with the Constitution, and basically the free will. So got somebody calling a master. You get it? Because remember, in the good book, God cannot serve two masters. So if you think about it that way, master is the Most High.
Huh.
Making y'all.
All right, I apologize for that.
But somebody had put in the chat, is it the heritage? Isn't a religion, so it's not just a reverence to the Most High and all the things that are in place that have been created by the Most High. So it's basically taking the Most High and look at His creations and how can everything that the Most High created benefit us to by those characters we put with the Most High. So, for example, like charity, the most thing play in my eyes of charity. I'm going to be charitable. A man is not I don't know, itself or other people here. So most I am to the Most High has them here. I'm here, so He must act and communicate in some way, shape, or form. So I'm gonna do that as well. He put the stars. He put the sun. That. So I'm gonna align myself. Always use 2 Peter's first verse I mean, first chapter, verses 1 through 8, it's like things like that. So, religion is for you, it's personal. All Masonry tells you to do with religion is be righteous. You know what I'm saying? Be the best you can be in whatever faith you carry. And Masonry wants you to educate yourself. The liberal arts and sciences, so that you could be to do the works. Not for everybody. Like on the sea, millions of people trying to, you know what I'm saying, copy things. This prime case in the example, he's dealing in something he doesn't, but yet he wants to really implement into idea, just as Albert Pike tried to do with the Scottish, to implement you into this idea he has of creating this mystic aspect of the Torah, you know, to control you. You got to ask yourself, want to be to him, or are you a subject of, because of for the Most High, especially brothers like him, because I hear Torah. I mean, that's the biggest word he says, outspecting people. Because he knows he can manipulate the book if he makes you believe in that book. It's not the Most High. The Most High. Remember that. The book is not I. The book is the word of the beginning was the word. But before the word, there was the Most High. Remember that. So don't use like Judah to get you off of the Most High up into the book. Well, not really the book. The book isn't about it. The bad part about it is his interpretation is not genuine. It's not.
Right.
Y'all don't put him because y'all basically already. He didn't have that same tell. He didn't have no fight in him. I started feeling bad for him. Time you get don't try to ever insult righteous men and think you say, you know what I'm saying, the devil power. Come on now.
Yup.
Salute y'all, man. And so, and just because y'all got a matter of that is accurate or is correct, and you know, I can't act like I know everything. Learn whole lifetime trying to figure out next. Always be some information out there that you overlooked or overshadowed or may never came across.
Right.
It's so vast and wide. You know what I'm saying? We probably got all walks of life in Mason. We got Masons incarcerated. You got people. People have a free will, and it's always the will of that person. And right now, a person like Judah will is to control power. He's to be for following. And that's what it was. That want to lead people to, you know, he just wants people to be like people he can control. because you see the first thing you do that scares me about him. Whenever he feels threatened, he throws a woman up. Like I said to piss him off, but he told me he was gonna have she crib. I'm like, huh? Your sister though? I will never in my life be that scared of a dude to where I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna get you, dude. Like that don't even make sense. In my world, that will never happen.
Yep.
I mean, because you may be intimidated, but your sister, really? You know, but a man like that, you know where his head is at. He ain't wrapped too tight.
Exactly. He sure the hell ain't.
I would get my sister, and then he tried to throw that just like a post sister. Like, I understand you want to. At the same time, do you really want to jump a bullet for him? Like, he don't care nothing about nobody but himself.
Yeah, nobody.
This way, any time. The thing is, he did not y'all until y'all started understanding the tour a question is F ups. And until then.
Yeah.
People planning. But then y'all start thinking for yourselves. It probably wasn't even a question to him. It's just like y'all thought about it and y'all contemplated, y'all prayed and standing or something. That's what drives him insane. So now he has to get pretty. And he the type nigga, if a female give you, like maybe one of the sisters, give me, yeah, that brother good. Send him off. Oh, what are you talking about? That fat and all that type of stuff. That's the type of dude he is. And then oh man, you know, type before. I could just only imagine. He the type. Once they tell you to take it to the cell, he the type that is. It just start talking crazy and loud, get the COs and shit, get took up. That type. Take it to the cell. Tell he that type.
Yeah, he'll start talking loud to get everybody's attention.
Yeah. He getting rolled.
Oh man.
You know there's a disorder in the DMS-5 for that.
Yeah, man. This dude's a joke, but
Hey, which found the general? Who is? I was listening to his I guess his Google Hangout, and I guess he was responding to something, but there was this sister on there just going off on Chris. I'm like, what is this doing something on the Sabbath or whatever, right? But I don't get it how you say or how you position it as in forget what Judah did, look what Chris is doing.
Yeah.
Forget what Judah did, look what Chris is doing.
Yep.
Well, Chris is doing something on the Sabbath where Chris is telling people about Judah and this and that. But never mind Judah doing false teachings and having false doctrines, and y'all should be stoning Chris. Forget about Judah blasphemy and preaching. Yep. Look at Chris. You know what? Have him in front of the congregation. You should be throwing rocks. Well, maybe not real rocks, but verbal rocks, and kick him out. But meanwhile, we should keep letting Judah do what Judah. Because at the beginning she says, "Well, I'm not."
Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that got up for revaluation, yo. A whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of be burned down.
Like, you really got to look at what it is that you're reading and get a better understanding on, because where you end up hurting yourself is when you're taking every story literal.
Yeah.
Like, you can't take anything literal. Like, they like to see, he was born him, he born him, where the dates at? That's all I ever say. Where the dates? Where the dates? No dates? Okay, so how is it a birthday? How is somebody born with no birthday?
Like Jesus would say, now come on, Chris. Don't start that Negro nut shit. If you were born and his birthday. Now come on, brother.
Him on here. That might be a crazy show. Me and him together.
Hey man, hey,
I'll bring him on. I reach out to him.
About Dr. Ben preached the historicity of Jesus Christ. I keep telling that fool, you stop that.
Wow.
I can't tell him keep stopping. I stop it. He keeps saying it is, and so you know what I'm saying. I'm like, okay. I said, I'm offering you an olive branch, right? Because most times people just do videos or whatever. I said, you my brother, I'm offering you an olive branch. You don't need Dr. Henry Clark to prove your stance about Jesus and the historicity. You know, he didn't preach that. You don't use it. Stop saying that. No, brother, y'all need to stop the damn line. Y'all go get over this because Black Jesus minister.
Somebody call the police.
It's gonna tell you. So I was like, okay. Now, when somebody keep telling you they gonna embarrass you, apparently they know something you don't know. Nigger. It's like if I was debating Chris and Chris like, okay, man, if I debate you on this topic, I'm gonna embarrass you. I'm gonna think twice. I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck you know that I don't know that could be embarrassing and a low comprehension of or text, because all of them teach pretty much the same thing. It's just a different understanding based on culture of what this means. And we have different deities based on our culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you're right. If we did, like I said, lived according, then we would live better lives. The problem is that a lot of people don't understand what they're reading. And in case like in Torah, it was oral. There was only certain high priests that was able to read, and then you had to recite, and people had to remember. It wasn't every nutcase or person who felt the need to read and teach it.
Exactly.
Right? It was led by, that's why you, like, when you talk about Elijah, you're talking about, there wasn't multiple prophets at one time. There was one prophet. And that prophet had people under them, and it was kind of a trickle-down effect until it got to the people. But the people went to that one person to understand motivation. Nowadays, it's just so many. You know, now that I'm older, I didn't understand that. Like, how can you have a Christian church on one corner and have another Christian church two blocks below? Y'all teach out the same book, but yet y'all get two different understandings based on whatever is social, political, or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
you're right.
Crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's why I don't even be listening to half these people. I'm like, dude, you've been doing this for less than a year, and you call yourself up out here teaching? Like, you serious? like, are you serious? And like people, you don't do any lessons, and you don't listen to what I say. The lessons be right in my speech.
Yeah.
The scriptures and everything be right in what I'm saying out my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, back in the day, like in ancient times and stuff, people wasn't running around with a big old Torah scroll, sitting there just yapping all day. I'm like, you serious? Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody was doing that. Running around with a big old Torah scroll, yelling and screaming at people.
Mm. See, and that's one thing I from the Hebrew Israelites, especially like as far as into Zariach and his discipline and his camp and stuff. Like I mean, I believe I know enough where if I wanted to, I could do channels and I could teach to certain degrees or whatever, little lessons and so forth. I can debate and I can defend and I can attack doctrines if I want to, but I don't feel like, you know, you have to be disciplined. You have to be under somebody. You have to be under something. So, something, I would call a Kemetic priest, what I would call now my Kemetic. I would talk to Jabari Osazi, and I would ask for instructions, or I would talk to him about what's going on. And what do you think about how I should, or if I should even debate at all? Because sometimes we get into emotion and we start to we do it not out of righteousness of teaching or to the truth. It's about proving that I'm right. And I don't want to do that. You know, and I will say that, like, in some of these camps, they don't do that. In the Hebrew camps, they be like, I remember one time Tazariak, somebody asked Tazariak for a debate or something. And Tazariak said, well, I had to wait on General Yohanan.
Yeah.
I had to ask him. And if he told me I could take the debate, or he, you know, then I did it. But if he told me I didn't, and they was like, oh, why you did it? He said, because I'm disciplined.
Yeah.
That's what we do. What if we as a people had discipline like that? Accountability like that?
Yeah.
It would be just totally, I mean, it would change overnight. We all come from different camps. We all, like, man, we all in a diaspora. And we're no different than the continent that we come from. We are diverse.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean as a kingdom or a